Hey guys. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about um, emotional intrusion. Yeah, what's emotional intrusion? Let's talk about that one.
Be manly and the legends of humanity. Welcome to the fellowship of honorable men and women role models for boys and men, because you have the power to be a man in all its glory.
Hey, you guys. Randy here with The Living Adventure. Hey, yeah, emotional intrusion. That's probably a term most people haven't heard of. But when I explain it, you probably go, I get it. Yeah, I get it. So many of us highly sensitive people, when we get in an emotional, challenge that's facing us, we tend to hide ourselves. We tend to disappear into the darkness of our rooms and isolate and find that quiet place to hang out in order to deal with it, or to at least process the feelings and try to figure out what we need to do next. Occasionally, though, we get interrupted. And so we get interrupted by people that have emotional needs, and they do not care one iota about your emotional needs. It's only about them. And so they intrude into your quiet place, seeking your attention without regard to what you're doing or how you're doing it or what's going on in your life at the moment. As HSPs, we tend to drop our emotional needs and our emotional feelings to cater to them. And all we're really doing is adding more of a problem to ourselves, because when we talk to these people, or we listen, we don't really talk because they do most of the talking, we absorb a lot of that energy. We absorb a lot of their trauma or their problems. And I'm the first one to say that everybody's problem is, or trauma or difficulty that they're going through, is their own, and it's intense, and ours doesn't trump theirs and theirs doesn't trump ours. But the reality is that the more we collect this bombardment of their challenges, their problems, the more we take on ourselves, and then all of a sudden we become even more overloaded and we have no way of releasing it. Some of us don't have anybody to talk to, other people do, and it becomes a big challenge. Who do we discuss our problems with? Nobody, right? The reality for us is that we need to set a boundary. And if we're in an emotional state where we're really challenged and we're really trying to deal with something intense in our world, and these people intrude, you have to put a boundary there and say, no, this is not a time, this is not a place, and just end it. Now, don't be surprised if they become distraught or objective or confrontational. They will. And the reason for that is because they're selfish, and they only think of their own interests. They're not thinking of yours. They're not thinking of anybody else's. They just are me, and they want other people to pay attention to them. And as long as you give them that attention, they're going to keep coming after you, because it's a good release for them, not realizing what it's doing to you. So this is where, as HSPs and highly responsive people, we need to stand our ground. We need to say, no. Listen, this is enough, and I need some time to process what's going on inside of me. And so I encourage you to, one, try to create these boundaries. Try to find the confidence to say no to these people, to protect yourself. And two, reach out to other people that understand where you're coming from. Reach out to other highly sensitive, highly responsive people, and develop a network of people that you can discuss things with. And I know there's several out there. I mean, I encourage you. Bill Allen runs a men's group that meets twice a month, and many of us get to discuss a lot of things there. And I highly suggest that you get involved in something like that. It's healthy, it's informative, it's uplifting, it's positive, it's reassuring, to know that there are people out there, who are willing to listen to you and empathize with you in a sincere way. But these people that come in and do this emotional intrusion, those aren't the people that you need to hang around. So I hope this helps. I hope this brings some light to a situation. You're not alone in this. There's a lot of people that are experiencing this. And what we need to do as highly sensitive people is put a stop to it. Right? And so, yeah. Anyway, have any questions? Reach out to me. Glad to help you in any way I can. Take care. Have a good day.
Before you go, you're invited to continue the Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity journey. Subscribe to our YouTube and become a patron, where you can become a courageous crusader, a wise warrior, a daring dynamo, and even an ascending avenger. Here you'll find all the tools to become a man in all its glory. We're honored to walk side by side with you on this extraordinary adventure. Together, we're unleashing the full power of manhood, creating a better world for everyone.